Good morning from Gori in Georgia. We're just 1 kilometer out from the city, exploring this fortress, the Gori Fortress. Just going in to go up there and have a look. It should be the whole view of the city. And then later, we're going to an ancient cave town. A town that was carved into the rocks many thousands of years ago. Be interesting. If it's not for the wind today, it'd be perfect weather. It's nice and sunny and warm, but very windy. Can you tell by my hair and my face? This castle was part of an old system. There's a tower up that way as well. Look how high it is. Oy. We're not even up the top yet, just halfway. See the view from here. As we know, Georgia is a home to hundreds of old castles. Right there where the camera is pointing on that little hill is also another little one as part of the network of fortresses. Look at the view. This is what's left of it. It's a fortress wall. Getting blown away with the wind. This is a pit. Jersey calls it the death pit. Maybe you get thrown in there, you get in trouble and don't get out. There's an old security guard that works up here. This is pretty much the highest part of the fortress. And you can see the whole city from here. Roaming the remnants of an old Georgian castle. Yurik is fascinated with this stuff, but I think these walls have been rebuilt with some new material in there. Some bricks, modern bricks. Not really all ancient, but there was a fortress here once, like regional. That was a quick visit to the Gori Fortress. The next one won't be so quick because we'll spend a bit of time there. It's very interesting. It's an underground city, an ancient underground city, which is probably similar to Cappadocia in Turkey that we will visit. But these sort of places are the fascinations of ours. We love going to see these places, ancient mysteries of who, what and how, who was carved in there and why were people living in the rocks. Beautiful rickety bridge. It's the rocks there on our right, and you can see some of the old houses that was originally here. It's made from the same material, same way as the fortress. The stones arranged in a certain pattern, and then yeah, you can get a tour here with free wine tasting too. You can pay for a tour guide and they take you, and then you get free wine tasting in the village. Yeah, there's the city there up in the hill, part of it, and I bet you it's all into all these network of rocks. There'll be tunnels in there. It's probably not open in general, but up there where the houses, up in the hills there, you can go inside, and it's a pretty big tourist attraction. It's quite busy. What another great start, to our day. We just came up, and then the man that sells all the honey and juice, chutney and that, told us to park right next to his little store. And then he found out that Jersey's Polish, and he started speaking some Polish to him. And he said, "No worry, I look after your bike. No pay, but we'll get a juice to support him." It's very nice of him. Park right next to him. He said he will look after the bike for us. And I thought it was free, but it is ticketed. Oh well, doesn't matter. The ticket for here is 15 gel or Georgian lira per person. It's under $6. It's not expensive compared to some places we've been, such as 200 baht per person for the national park in Thailand. And this is more interesting, in a sense. The national park's nice, but all you see is just waterfall, really. Here, it's more historically interesting. Okay, here's the entrance. Let's start up with a tunnel. Just mind your head.
You and me.
You and me, even. Look at the entrance. It's so low. Even I had to bob my head down. Night mode on here. Oh my gosh, it's literally an old network of caves, right? It starts with a tunnel. Oh, there's the tunnel. All the way down there. And this is the top of it. Just like that. It leads up to the city up there. And the old path that they would have used to walk up here to the city. There's literally a city in the caves, right? In the rock. So you can see up further, there were actually houses in there, dugouts. Fascinating. It's a beautiful view up here. It's super windy. You can see remnants of the city all over, scattered down there. This was the city up the top in the hill there. So windy, I don't know you can even hear me. You can see the city there, and then this is a rock part of it. Oh yeah, it's so windy. Hi. I'm getting blown away. This was one of the houses. Someone's house back there in the days, right?
See all the black stuff that's from the fire smoke?
Yeah. This would have been, or the smoke that they would have been cooking with, like fire pit here, and then they cook. So this was someone's house. Camp here. As I was saying, if you can see down the valley there, where the old houses, part of this city, there you can see all the houses. We'll go this way, away from the crowd a little bit. Super interesting. Wow, they literally carved the houses into these rocks here. This dugout would have slept a whole family. Yeah, huddled up, kept warm. This literally is a whole city in the rocks. People used to live in here. That's awesome. Wow, how fascinating. How did they carve all these rocks back in the days to have all these places to sleep? This would have housed a whole 3 families. And there's another spot there. Those pits would have been for fire, cooking. See the pits on the ground here. Blackberry Hall. At least up here, it's away from the wind when they're sleeping inside the rocks. There's blackberries covered here. And into there's more. How fascinating, right? This would have been like a cooking pit for the whole village or something. What do you think this space would have been used for? Sleeping. It's dugout. That'd be where Mum and Dad's bedroom. Be careful, please. It's a big jump of steps. How am I going to get up there with my little legs? And there's more up there. We'll go around eventually. The city in the rocks. There's Jersey going up where my little legs can't climb all the way there. Not anymore anyways. I would have as a child or when I was in my 20s, but not anymore. I'm not agile like I was. And there's pits everywhere. And there's more. This is interesting. There's another sleeping quarter here. And here. Living room. Sleep-in quarter, and more there. Another sleeping quarter here. You can tell it's like a house. You can have a window and all. There's a 1-bedroom studio here. It's quite a big city. There's heaps of rooms here. See, there's parts here that's fire pit, and these bits here are softer, sandy. So that would have been where they sleep, more sand. And there's a kitty cot, baby cot here, eh? And then there's the interesting little carvings here. I wonder what they're carved in for. There's a tunnel through here to go past to the other side. An old water well. Now people throw coins in for wishing. On the spot. This area, they call it Long Ho. The Long Ho. Huh. Another family house. And then that church up there would be quite new. It wouldn't be part of it back in the days. Look at the view from here. Whew. Nearly on top of the world, babe. Hey. The sun just gone down and it's gotten windier, but there's a big river down there. I wouldn't be surprised if all along in that rocks there'd be networks of tunnels in there as well. There are so many dugouts here. This would have been a thriving city with hundreds of people living up here. Whole families. Very fascinating. I wonder how long ago. I have to look up in the history of how long they think this one how old it is. There's another one of the houses. This was not primitive carving. Look at this. Here's the whole other part of the city. This is super fascinating. There's a house in every big part of the rock. Living up here would give you stunning views. $1 million view here. The sun was out, but it's now behind the clouds and the wind is still around. It's really windy. Up here, Josie's hair is getting blown away. Get a free blow wave. All those plots down there would have been houses as well, you see. And they say these were wine cellars. These holes in the rocks. They would have made wine in here. Huh. Interesting theory. This is actually a good hide spot from the wind, see? And it's one of the dugouts. It's actually nice in here.
Get some fire, we can stay here.
Yeah, we can actually live here.
No, you go.
Build a fire. This is an interesting part, you see. Like the carving on the ceiling here. This one's closed because people was graffitied in it too much. See that cliff there? The last one at the bottom. There's actually another house there. Interesting. How do they get over that side and cover? Dug out in there. And there's actually a house down here. You see how interesting it is? The whole city. This is one of the most interesting hall. This is the kids' room. It has windows. This was what, a little town square? And there's that up there is a house or so. It's like a town square kind of thing, isn't it? This one, they say, is another wine cellar. This is a super interesting spot where they have this pillar. This probably been added later on, yeah? This pillar here to hold that part of the ceiling up. can see here. Living quarters. And that concludes our visit of the cave city.
Just like that. That's all, folks.
If you enjoyed this video and our other videos, please don't forget to subscribe to support us. Thanks for watching. We enjoy that. We spent about 2 hours there visiting, walking around, seeing the whole city. The place is really interesting and the view up the top is amazing. It's already after 2 o'clock, so we're going to head to our next city. It's actually already nearly 3 o'clock, and then we'll check in, get some lunch and dinner. The next one we're staying in is like a city inside an old fortress. So it'll be an interesting one again in the morning. We'll probably fly the drone if the weather is good up above the city. I can't remember the name of it. We'll tell you when we get there. This place is up in the hill. Here in the summer, he makes the wine from this grapevine here. And more, of course. Not. And there's another grapevine there. And look at our view. Ready? See the castle up there? Let's go get some dinner. It's nice and quiet, right up in the hill. We should only be hearing dogs barking in the morning, no traffic. Again, another late lunch, early dinner. Not really early, it's 6 o'clock. We haven't had lunch all day. Josie got some beef patties with mash. I ordered some beef, like a stew, delicious. Comes with bread, and we got some Georgian dumplings coming. These are Georgian dumplings, dinkale. Beef and just 5% pork. It looks delicious, and I call them money bags.